today's episode. Today we will examine the economic state following the COVID-19 pandemic. It was a time of hardship and fear. Let's see how that affected the economy. Let's check in with Santos to get a first-hand account on how COVID-19 affected household dynamics.
Hi, this is Mr. Smith, and he will be giving us a consumer insight on how the COVID-19 pandemic affected him. How did the COVID-19 pandemic affect school for you?
So it really closed schools down and everybody had to go remotely. Learning was really impacted by doing that. Students struggled with their lessons that they did online. Some of them struggled with technology access. It took a really long time before everything got organized and things started getting into a rhythm, and by then students were back in school.
Thank you for that. What affected you most during the pandemic?
I think the sense of isolation. You just didn't see as many people as you used to. You had to stand farther back when they did. The constant use of masking or worrying about whether you were going to get sick or not. A lot of that was the major impact.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Smith, and that's all for today.
Thank you for the personal insight into how the pandemic affected people firsthand. Now let's get back to Santos to take a look at the economic stats during this time.
Hello, everyone. First, we'll take a look at how the GDP of the United States was impacted during the pandemic. Early in the pandemic, the GDP of the United States dropped by 9%. Next up, the unemployment rate of the United States reached a high of 13% during the pandemic. Finally, inflation rate sharply rose in the United States. Now, back to Liam.
Thank you again, Santos. Now that we have the numbers, we are fortunate to have a professional economist here to break down what these numbers mean.
Good morning. The GDP is telling us that there is an economic downturn, also that we might be going into recession. Then the unemployment rate is telling us that the labor force doesn't have many opportunities, since the GDP and unemployment rate are connected. Back to you, Liam.
Thank you. Last but not least, we are going to have a government official answer questions that were common during this time.
And here's our government official for today. How did the government determine which businesses could stay open during the pandemic?
During this time, what we did to determine which business could stay open was determining if the essential services were good for the local people, like gas stations, pharmacies, food businesses, and companies like grocery stores, farmers markets, and food banks.
Thank you for that insight. What steps are being taken to prevent similar inflation in future crises?
Some steps we are taking to prevent similar inflation in future crises will be a contradictory monetary policy, which is a common method to control inflation. This approach reduces the supply of money in the economy by lowering bond prices and raising interest rates.
Thank you for the insight. Throughout this episode, we have looked into the economy during the time of COVID-19. Thank you to our field reporters, special guests, and government officials. Thank you and have a great night.